Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I appreciate you listening today. This is well worth your time. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been doing this 50 years. I'm a national expert in IRS representation matters. I have been on the national news a lot. Many of my subscribers, the 7,000, have seen me on news and they've joined my YouTube station. I thank the 7,000 subscribers that in fact are here. I try to give you information that's good and relative, informative, and enough to let you make a decision whether to hire someone or do this yourself. Many people can just do this themselves, so that's really not a big issue. People who are going to hire someone need to hire someone professional, someone that's been experienced in the business. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, I educate you, and I give you insider information when I can. I have a whole team of former IRS agents and tax attorneys, and you can find them and my interviews at 777irs.com. I was a former revenue officer at Internal Revenue Service, and I'm trying to give you information that you need if you owe back 941 payroll taxes, or IRS is taking a business financial statement and want to take a 433B on you. That's the business financial statement. I have filled out thousands of those forms, so much so I don't fill them out anymore. I have someone else do them. I am that sick of filling that form out. I know every aspect of that form. I used to review them. I used to make recommendations, and my recommendations would stand. So today, I want to tell you about the most important aspects of the 433B business. It even scares me to say 433B. I like shake. I've taken so many. Well, let me tell you what IRS is drilling on, and you have to know this. As a former agent, I'm just looking at a couple of things. I look at all the cursory check marks and this you pull out, obviously what's in your bank. But 3 things I'm interested in is, can you get a loan? You have assets that you can collateralize, and I'm looking at your income and expenses. Those are the 3 things I'm really drilling down about. You may have receivables. I may look at the list. I could levy them if I wanted and just take them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm looking to see if you can get a loan to pay your tax off on some of the inventory that you have there. I will ask you many times to go to the bank and attempt to get a loan on that and your receivables. The next thing I'm looking at, and I'm drilling down really carefully on this, is your business income and business expenses. Many people run a lot of, personal expenses through their business, and what I try to do is drill down on those and see maybe if you're running $2,000-3,000 of business expenses through there, you shouldn't. Is that income you should have picked up on your tax return, possible audit issue, or is that $3,000 a month that you can give IRS as a monthly payment? So I want you to be really careful on those financial statements. There's a little tip I'm going to give you that is a golden tip. IRS does not put in the time period that, if you go on page 6, that's required. So you can use 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Usually, tip, the best thing to do is put the worst period of time you're doing. This way it won't look like you have a lot more money. Here's an example. You could have had a really good last 3 months, and the 6 months before that really sucked. Well, if IRS only looks at the last 3 months, looks like you're doing well. So you'll want to include the time period where you weren't doing as well to give IRS a really better look at. The other thing you want to do is, if you're stuck with bills and overdue things, show them the IRS. Let them know that the problems that you're having. Most IRS agents didn't run a business and they don't know how hard that business is to run. You've got to make that look real. Many times I tell clients to put a cover letter on that with exhibits to let them know what you're really going through. Anyway, make sure you keep current if you own a business, if you're working with, last thing I should bring up. When should you get someone to represent you and when shouldn't? If this is something you control, you have nothing to lose, represent yourself. If you got a pin in your stomach and you know something may go wrong, you better hire someone, me or someone else who knows what the hell they're doing. You do not want to get caught in going blind into an IRS financial statement review without not knowing ahead what IRS is going to do. Anyway, I gave you the truth. Now you have it. How about giving me a subscription, a like, or comment? Why are subscriptions so big? You don't know this. Is because what YouTube does, the more subscriptions, the more they know people like you, and the more they move you up. I gave you good information. I would appreciate one. Thank you.